7 seasons, and you all just lost points with me for, well, this ain't the first time, but this is the time when it's going to really stick. Y'all lost some points with me today. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Married to Medicine. This is season 7, episode 4. Like I said, the show lost points with me today. It's one of my favorites, one of my favorite reality shows, but y'all slipped over there and you threw shit in there literally just for a storyline. This is something that, this ain't how Married to Medicine get down. So I was very bothered by it, very, very bothered by it. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about it. Let's go. So first off, we see Jackie and Curtis. That daggone Jackie is in there. She's going to redo the house. House is already cute. Very, very cute house. But I was kind of noticing as they were going around, some of the spaces were a little small as pertains to this house, the way this house is. I said, okay, Jackie, I see, she wanted ceilings raised and doorways expanded and walls moved. And I said, okay. I was like, ooh, that's just sounds like a nightmare to do while you're living in the house. And I was laughing at Curtis. Curtis was all on trying to be cheap. Curtis, just shh. Because you're going to let Jackie have whatever she wants. She's going to do it however she wants because you don't want no trouble. So just hush. But I understood it. I was like, all right, it's going to be really, really nice, though, when she gets done. It's going to be a nightmare, though, living in the midst of all that. But anyway, moving on. So then we go to this Buffy. Now, Buffy's new. I ain't decided whether I really care for Buffy just yet. Buffy is a friend of Simone's. I don't know. Something about Buffy just don't sit well with me. Something about Buffy, for me, reads pretentious and just fake. Just fake. It does. And I was like, something's off. Something's off. I don't know what it is, but whatever. I just gotta watch. Just keep watching. That's all. I want to try to be fair, so I'll just keep watching, and it will reveal itself. But Buffy has this under 500 end of tax season party. So you whatever you're wearing has to be under $500. I'm going to do this review and I'm going to get done and I'm going to go and I'm going to watch some other reviews because I'm very curious to see what my fellow reviewers have to say and the comments as well. People have to say about this party because it didn't seem to paint the folks in a nice light. It made you all look a certain type of way. Quad, you did it first. You said it first when you said, I hope this cheap dress don't rip. Real cute dress. She just real cute white dress on. And she actually said, she did it. She said, Mama knows how to shop on a budget. And she stated that her dress was like $200 and some odd. Okay, I'm gonna give you the space that you're in a certain type of bracket as far as pays go. But let's just be real here. Let's be real about real. $200 for a dress, just an old basic white dress. The dress ain't had nothing going on. This dress didn't have any beads, no baubles, no fringe, no feathers, nothing like that. It is just a basic white dress. $200. It's not a cheap dress. It's not. It's not a cheap dress. It's a nice dress. It's a cool dress. I mean, of course, I have dresses that actually cost more, but I definitely don't. I don't think that a $200 dress is a cheap dress. I just, sorry, I don't. No, I'm not on the same pay grade as you. No, I'm not. But I just don't see $200 as a cheap dress that I'd be worried about ripping. $200 for a dress? It bet not. It bet not. And I just kind of, I was like, okay, so that was quad. Then, everybody was taking little shots. $500 for an outfit. That's the. I think you all know where I'm going. Like, if you want to really impress me, the actual party you're saying under 500. Okay, they're doctors' wives and stuff, and doctors. So, all right. But again, it's still a little pretentious, y'all. A little pretentious. Yeah, a little bit much. But anyway, all right. I don't know. I'll wait to see the comments to see what everybody else thinks. If it's just me, it just kind of seemed a little to me. It just was kind of. But anyway, Toya definitely overspent for what she had on. She had on some cute little $25 jeans. I would have never given anybody $100 for those pumps that she had on. And I definitely wouldn't have given over $200 for that blouse. I wouldn't have given anybody $40 for that blouse that she had on. I was like, no, okay. All right. Whatever. And then they were reading. They were reading. There was a taste level thing that was being thrown out there. That's because they tried to get Mariah to throw shade. Mariah's like, I'm not going to shade Toya on her outfit. I was like, Lord have mercy. Anyway, I just didn't get it. Anyhow, moving on. I'll wait to see what you all have to say and we'll discuss it. Quad and Simone. They showed the two of them in the car rides coming over, and they both had completely different energy. Quad is still leaning on, yeah, I want to fix what we got going on. Simone was like, fuck her. Not like I did it. I ain't feeling it. I don't really care at this point. Now, I'm glad that once they actually got there and they got into each other's presence, they ended up running into each other. They spoke to each other and they acted like adults. And they were both, they were cool. And Simone let her guard down. Is basically what happened. So this one was all on Simone. Simone, she let her guard down. And they had a good conversation. It's literally a portion of the conversation they should have had at the restaurant. So that was cool. So it looks like they're going to be able to have a meeting of the minds. And that should, things should smooth out. Should be okay. Okay, then we run into this Sylvia, who is Buffy's house manager. Okay. I knew as soon as they said it, I was like, who is she? So then I start looking, because I was getting confused. I'm like, so for her to be on this show, she's got to have a husband, but we haven't seen a husband. And I was like, is this giving me a lesbian vibe? We're just calling her something else? What's going on? Then we ended up seeing the husband and different things like this. I still don't understand. She's not a maid. This woman's not a maid. She's not a nanny. She's just basically, well, she's like a live-in. It's like an assistant. She's like an assistant. She's Buffy's assistant, basically, is what she is. And I was wondering who was going to be able to, who's going to ask the question. Of course, it was Dr. Heavenly. Tell my girl, she helps with everything in the house. Does she help with your man too, girl? I said, oh, Heavenly. That's why you always stay in trouble. So I just laughed about that. And I was like, interesting. Very interesting. And then we turn around and see a blast from the past. And I was like, go ahead. Go ahead. Come on for the come up. Jocelyn Hernandez said, where do you fit in? She's a friend of Buffy's. And she actually was a client of Buffy's, and then she ended up being her friend. Miss Jocelyn looked good. She looked good. Now I can't read. Her hair was cute and it was different. It was very Jocelyn, but it was pretty. It was laid. Makeup, outfit. She was sharp. Jocelyn looked good. Miss Jocelyn was sharp. You can't get her, baby. She was looking just as good or better than a lot of the Married to Medicine cast members. Okay, she was done. She was done. Now this is right here where I had my problem with Married to Medicine. How dare you all? It's fine. I mean, because Jocelyn is like a whole nother type of animal than what you have here on Married to Medicine. But for y'all to go here to create a storyline, it just felt very lazy. It felt very tacky. And it felt as though Bravo Andy and Mona Scott, well, I know Jocelyn don't work with Mona Scott, but like a real mishmash posh of shit at the corporate table that didn't make sense. Like you never thought you would see Mona at a table with Andy working out nothing on a show. And this is how this felt. What is Jocelyn doing here? Now, you gave us this, but then when Jocelyn lit out and just attacked Toya out of nowhere, y'all lost me. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Now, you all know Jocelyn is good TV. But my personal feelings about Jocelyn is a wild dog. She does not know how to act. That's just who she is. That's her character. That's the character she plays. We got some folks that act like wild dogs on the show on Married to Medicine, but they're wild dogs that do actually have a leash, but they just kind of act like they don't. You know what I mean? She just doesn't fit in. There's like two different type of folk, two different type of women. And to have Jocelyn at a party, and then and it was so blatant how she just attacked Toya. And I said, am I falling into a thing where I'm starting to like Toya? As much as I've been, I know I ain't starting to like her, but I'm going to take up for her. Because I've always done that. I'm going to take up for her when she right, and when she wrong, I'm going to smack her on her wrist. But Toya didn't do anything to Jocelyn. Toya didn't deserve the treatment that she received from Jocelyn. Then it just took that reality TV turn, and it was just, I felt like all of this was really beneath Married to Medicine. But anyway, she attacked Toya, and it was literally about nothing. Like they were talking about, because Simone was like, hey girl, how's the baby and this stuff. They were basically talking to Jocelyn like, we know you, like fans, like a fan. That's how she was talking to her, like a fan. And they were talking about, dealing with Bonnie Bella and just Toya was real lighthearted about like, kids are real busy, ain't they? It's a whole different thing, ain't it? And Jocelyn just went like, I call it mothering, and you just keep on laying up real lavish like you do, honey, and not paying your taxes. Like what? She wasn't even coming for you. And Toya could be shady. She wasn't coming for Jocelyn, and then she just kept going. Then told her, you look thrifty tonight. And it all threw Toya off because Toya's in a bad spot. She's not in a space where she's regular Toya. She's still in that groove of trying to come back from dealing with that miscarriage or whatever else she got going on. So she'll have her defense up. And she caught her off guard. And she's like, Thrifty. And very much gave that Toya was like, bitch calling me Thrifty with her ghetto ass like, bitch. And Toya was trying to keep it together, but you could see it was all over giving, bitch, you are very loving hip hop, bitch. Married to Medicine, loving hip hop. Married to Medicine, loving hip hop, bitch, are you kidding? And Toya was there, but trying not to say it. And I was like, good for you, Toya. Good for you. But I would have excused you if you would have went all the way there. I would have literally given you a pass. Yes, I would have. Y'all could have got as mad at me as y'all wanted to in them comments. I would have given Toya a complete pass if she would have drugged Jocelyn because she was out of order. And Toya didn't deserve it. And then I told y'all she's a wild dog. She left from there because Mariah said, come on, girl, let's go to the bathroom. You know, that's the new thing. Every time she get up, they take her to the bathroom. Take her to the bathroom. All the girls go in the bathroom. And then Buffy goes and finds her. And then next thing I know, here come Eugene. I said, Lord have mercy. Which I said, Grimace, see, you're always doing too much. You're doing too much. It's already gone down. It was what it was. You handled it. Just leave it alone. Just come and get her and tell her you ready to go or whatever. Or whatever. Or just let it go. Just leave it alone. But he come up there and he gonna tell her basically what Jocelyn did, which was wrong. She went and attacked Eugene and cussed him out. What? What is going on? But that's, you know, that's Jocelyn Hernandez. That she came in there with that old Love and Hip Hop shit. Not Love and Hip Hop. I'm sorry. Love and Hip Hop. That damn Love and Hip Hop Atlanta shit. So I'm like, It just, none of it made any sense. But anyway, Toya just was like, you know what, I'm ready to go. It was a nice party until now. I'm ready to roll. And she left. And Buffy was trying to get to her to apologize. She went to get her husband so they could apologize for Jocelyn. And Buffy did stop Jocelyn. After, like, Jocelyn was going in and she could see that Toya wasn't feeling it. She stopped her, you know. So I was like, oh, God, this is ridiculous. Now, I'm not going to give any blame to Buffy because, again, Buffy's Buffy. Jocelyn's a grown woman. So I don't think that it's fair that now Toya is holding that against Buffy, which this is just bullshit. This is just a way to merge Buffy into the story by having her have a beef with Toya. And I'm like, I didn't like it. I felt very cheated. And I felt like that type of maneuver is very beneath my Married to Medicine that I've been watching for 7 seasons. You all need not try pulling that bullshit on us again. I'm going to keep watching, but you really pushed it this time. This was very beneath you all. Very beneath you all. I didn't like it. I felt like y'all were really playing on us. And like I said, I've been doing it. I love y'all, and I'm going to keep on watching. But you pushed it. You really pushed it with this one. Anyway, it felt so planted. It just felt very planted. But anyway, so that was that. We go on, and then we see a scene where Toya and Mariah are actually out having, just chilling. And that's when we found out Toya was really unbothered. She's like, I don't want to talk about that shit. She's nobody. And I'm not going to give her no shine. I ain't talking about her. Fuck her. And that's when we found out, though, that she's really mad at Buffy. No, Toya. Buffy didn't do it. That was Jocelyn. That wasn't Buffy. Then we end up, after that, we see Contessa and her oldest baby. We've been going back and forth about Contessa and Scott and her in the school and all this, and we're starting to really see where the fallout of this, her not being in the house, where it's affecting the children. She had a conversation with her oldest girl, and it was sad. It really was sad because she's having some different little issues in school and stuff, and issues with anger and acting out. It says she's punching walls and she was being, aggravated and different things. And she was able to communicate. It was good. She's able to communicate to her mother, and she was helping her to bring it out. You know what I mean? But yes, she's missing her mom, and it's coming out in a very negative way. Contessa, I don't know what you're getting ready to do, but you got to do something quick because her kids are very, that's very out of character from what we've seen of her kids. Her kids seem very happy. All the kids on this show, literally all of them. Mariah's kids, um, Heavenly's kids, Simone's kid, all the children on the show seem very happy, like very happy children. They don't have any type of issues. They're very well taken care of. No issues that we know of. So it made my eyebrow, a little bit of eyebrows I got, raised up. And I said, Contessa, you got to get a hold on what's going on. And I think she knows. So after that, now we have Toya's having a paint and sip birthday party. Now, I know what the paint and sip birthday parties is about down in Atlanta, Georgia. And when I seen the models and who they were, I was like, oh, yeah, I know y'all's parties. Baby, I said, this get ready to get interesting. So all the folks is on their way to the party and everything, Toya's party. And it was, she wanted to keep it small and intimate this time for her birthday. And everybody gets there. Even child like Carrie Wells was there. That's a blast from the past. Y'all know I can't stand her. I can't stand her. Said, as soon as I seen her, but whatever, she was there. Trying to bring up some old shit. Don't try to get in those things. Shut up. I'm trying to bring up the fight between Mariah and Toya. Shut up, Carrie Wells, you weirdo. Anyway, so here they're waiting on Simone, and Simone ends up calling. And it's like, girl, where you at? I'm 5 minutes out. Oh, Buffy's with me, and she says this is happy birthday. Because everybody was invited. Even Contessa was invited. Everyone was invited except for Buffy. And Simone brought Buffy because Simone's trying to bridge the gap. By this time, I'm just irritated with the whole thing. Then there was a conversation between Toya and Contessa where they actually got the chance to get away from everybody else, and they talked about what was going on, and they actually have squashed, just that quick, what the situation was, and say, listen, let's work on this. We're going to get back on track, because when we were friends, we had a good time. So let's just leave that alone. And sometimes it takes bad stuff to make people slow down and get the bullshit out of the way. And they both, Contessa got some situations going on at home with her children, and Toya got some situations going on at home with her children. And truly, what they have going on, with them merging back to being friends, probably if they talk, they probably will be a big help to each other. So I was kind of glad to see. I said, oh my God, and I done softened up on Toya. But hey, it is what it is. Toya ain't doing nothing to irritate me. She really not. Toya just being Toya. Toya seeing a hard time. I ain't getting ready to give her no hard time. I'm cool with it. It is what it is. And like I said, if another force comes in and they doing her wrong, I'm going to stick up for her, because she didn't do anything wrong. And she honestly did not deserve what happened to her over at Buffy's house. But it is not Buffy's fault. Maybe she threw shade at Buffy when she came in that party. So, hey, Buffy. See, I was having this intimate party. Simone. She made mention 5 times within 15 minutes that Buffy's ass wasn't really invited. And if I was Buffy, I would probably left. I probably would have left. But Buffy stuck on in there. And, she went ahead and she actually shared that she had the miscarriage and all of that, because all the women didn't know. So she shared that, and then she said, well, that's enough of that. That's just what's been going on, but I'm glad that you all are here and everything like that. And let's just go ahead to the table. They went to the table, and then shortly thereafter, they brought out the models, and they started to disrobe the models, and seeing that it's getting ready to be a whole nude paint and sip. And trust me, the 2 boys, okay. And that's where it gave us you seen the thumbnail. To be continued. All right, you all. So we're gonna talk about it next week. We're gonna see what really goes on. Sean that damn heavily was like, I don't think I'm gonna tell Daddy about this. Girl,